All right, everybody, let's get started. Little jump on the show. Hype out to the chat. Finish the intro. And let a couple more people show up. Thanks, everybody. Hit subscribe to get the notifications. We're here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, about 11:30. Here we go. Great. Great. All right. Let's get to it. Eventful times, eventful days. What's up, everybody? How are you? And let's get right to the obvious markets, NASDAQ, Bitcoin, commodities. Take your pick, right? Let me start with the broader indices. Let's kick the week off with a big market update, and then we'll jump to crypto. I want to lay out the... Well, let me do one other thing really quick. Give you guys a little disclaimer and a little how-to, but I want to go over the big levels today. I want to give everybody kind of a feel of what we should be targeting, and then break it down to specific markets. What are the possibilities? So NASDAQ, really quickly, I have been posting this big crab pattern. And even though we fell just shy about 6-7 sessions ago, we're still coming back. And that is common, folks. I mentioned that where we have such a setup like this, so huge, so clear, that it comes in, hits the zone on NASDAQ last week, but does not hit the 1618. So little nominal bounce, and now we're coming back in. Yep, not HSI triggered too. We talked about that last week. And I'm still targeting 12,884. That is the 1618 off of last October's low. That's really from a measurement basis, that if this whole scenario is ugly, it's extreme, it's going to be more than just a pullback, well, you know, a nice fat 1.618 downside extension represents a minimum correction. So let's just stick to the levels. I want to, I don't know, I can't remember the last time it's been this crazy. I'm going to say maybe the Iraq War, which is Iraq War 2. And don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. But in terms of geopolitical events driving things, we have to use our brain now in a way that maybe we haven't had to for the last 10 years. Because we've been in a halcyon market straight up. Finally, now gold breaking out, crude oil breaking out. So big stuff that we have not seen. Most of you, many of you, I won't say most, but many of you have never seen this kind of market that we have just entered into. The word I used about a week or so ago was malaise, and the malaise gets heavy. The malaise becomes seemingly endless after a certain while. And we're almost at that point where, look, we come down. I really think the play with this crab is so clear that until we get there, I'm just going to consider this in a continued corrective mode. If it rallies or whatever, we're trying to rally this morning, and check out NASDAQ on the 4-hour chart right now is at a perfect type 2 on the 4-hour. This is an opportunity, maybe to the upside for now, to catch a reaction. Perfect check back right there on the type 2 HSI confirmation. Early thrust came back this morning. But look, really sloppy type 1, but look what it did. 14,363 last week. Target 1 was hit perfectly. Come back down, retest the zone, and show me where the first HSI is. Right there. Your zone is 13.8. Your trigger is 13.570. All right, there should be some kind of reaction off of this level. But regardless, beyond this, I still say we have to go down and hit those daily time frames. Got to hit those daily levels. S&P 500 is back in the zone as well. Major patterns here. Major patterns on daily charts, weekly charts are enormously significant. Now here is a shark pattern, and I think it's clear what we have to go through. I said it's going to take more time last week because we had a bearish HSI basically get slammed in our face at 4,400, setting us back down to retest the larger zone, which is where we are. Now I want to see some kind of trigger. Amplified, not looking good. Just continued series of lower highs on one of the most hypersensitive indicators we use, or probably the most hypersensitive. How about one more retest? And it would be great if we can maybe do it at a higher low, but we're still in consolidation. That's how to read it. We really have navigated this ideally with the type 1 reaction, type 2 return for the larger type 2 reversal. We got one thrust, then hit the HSI signal. Now we're back down. Let me bring in HSI here because that's going to be probably the next trigger we want to see. If we're looking for this pattern to hold, it's going to have to be on the retest with HSI, and there's HSI. Pull this up. Again, HSI on the daily. This is not what you want to see if you're bullish, but it is one of the beautiful aspects of Harmonic Strength Index when you're trying to navigate a zone and it just doesn't give you the move you're looking for. No need to sit on our hands. We manage that, scalp it out, what have you, scratch it, and look for the next trigger out. We're still down, folks. Still down. And I'm going to say this. I said it last week. I'll say it again. Hop fails. It's done. The hop fails, we kick out to the weekly and even monthly retracements because this is an energy shock. I mean, it's not. The economy is going to take a hit with this kind of move in oil. I want to lay out the ideal alignments, identify proper structures, and really get a clear picture on what the harmonic minimums are. One other thing I wanted to show with what I think is happening here, S&P 500 and NASDAQ, it looks like we're trying to do a 3 drives. Meaning there's the first drive, and that was at about a 127. I would suspect another drive down to a 127 as a washout move on this shark. But if it fails, again, there's not anything under, personally 4,100 for me is the limit. Under 4,100, That's like Bitcoin at 62,000 once it broke down there, or Ethereum under 4,200, and it just kept on going. Really critical to be aware that this whole scenario has plenty of time to be realized. In fact, if we fail this next low and keep going lower, and let me remove all of these arrows, we only need to consider the COVID rally, meaning, I mean, everything. Every market that you're looking at, your only consideration is where are we relative to the COVID low? And then just spell out your minimum retracements. Identify this whole thing as kind of the crazy COVID rally, the COVID recovery. And that not sustainable, not to that degree of money printing, liquidity, injections, what have you. And we've seen it in the bigger numbers. Of course, everyone knows that the Fed has expanded their balance sheet on an unprecedented level, 40% over the course of a year, 18-month period, and all of that money's got to. You're seeing the effects now of that move from 2 years ago. That's what's going on. And we talked about this all last year, the Bitcoin argument that there was going to be hyperinflation. Guess what? It's here. Hyperinflation. And I said this about a month ago that it's time. So S&P, NASDAQ, we fail here. You just pull your 382 50% retracement zone, maybe as low as a 618. Is that too crazy? If we're looking at simple retracements, is that crazy? No, that's not crazy at all. And I think if we just drawing trend lines, that trend broke. We have continued to the downside. And even on an individual price action level, look at the last 7 weeks of continually lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Okay, you need plenty of time. And that's a corrective move. That's a throwdown move, and this actually has all the markings of a kind of a 1618 throwdown move. Right off of that last pivot point, which was back in September, October, 1618 throwdown move is put you down around 3,900. A lot going on, folks. I don't think I showed this. Let's get the risk disclaimer out of the way. This is for entertainment purposes. This is not financial advice. This is the Harmonic Pattern Podcast. This is number 53 already. Today's March 7th. Again, we're here Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, about 11:30. And of course, folks, jump on over to harmonictrader.com, please, and get with the software that has been absolutely nailing all of the levels. The software for me is a translation of my brain and my books and my life's work into verifiable, distinguishable algorithms with constraints and triggers to optimize the framework. And you guys should all be checking that out. Go to harmonictrader.com, become a basic member, of course, and then log in. Go log in and access the basic member page. Get on the TradingView platform at a minimum. I mean, everybody that's in here or watching these sessions as recordings. And we make that all available on the basic members page. So go to harmonictrader.com and just sign up and get with the basic members. The other thing, folks, on Twitter, this is now connected to Discord. So either Twitter or our Discord, but you should be connected with the updates and charts. Things that I posted, here's something I posted just last week, and we'll get to gold in a second, but updates like this I'm only going to put up the real critical material content when things are breaking, and gold, we'll get to that momentarily. But that's where you connect. Couple questions. Hi Scott, which platform would you recommend? Well, on the pro versions, I think MetaTrader gives everybody the best options. And I'll go to that page in a minute. But I think everyone here has a TradingView account. And we just released the update, which is the new combo indicator. And you want to update that by just simply, everyone that hasn't updated or need to, sign out and then sign back in and reload. But start with TradingView. Add MetaTrader. I think you have two different platforms. The algorithms are the same, but if you're everyone should be running multiple screens anyway. So I think that's a great idea. Another question. I got the software trial, but I did not fully understand it, so I didn't see the proper potential. That's a great comment. I appreciate you saying that. And again, if you would like to try the software again, by all means, just send your information to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Stephanie, can you pop that email in there where people can connect? And do try the software, please. Oh, did you guys crash my website? Steph, check the website. I think it's crashed. We're gonna have to check that. Regardless, get with the TradingView program and she'll pop that email address. There you go. Thank you. We'll go to crypto in a second, but between the two, follow the auto levels and then study the books and the manual. Do it by hand. I recommend that everyone learns by hand, learn the patterns, the measurements, but let the software draw it out. I mean, check this out. This is a 5-minute S&P right now, okay? Back to back, Gartley to Shark. Beautiful stuff, and that's all automated. The huge benefit of the software, folks, you don't have to think about, am I drawing the right levels or not? And you'll see it in patterns like this. 5-minute, 1-minute, 30-second, 5-second. Get with all of that. Or go to crypto weekly. Look, XRP, folks. I'm going to jump over to crypto in a second, but that's one of the best patterns in any market right now is XRP with this massive type 2 Gartley. And it's been sitting here like a curveball waiting to get hit out of the park. And I think this it's going to take a little more time, but the price, it's done. That's great. Thank you. Yes, we did have the new update. So the PineScript 5 for TradingView, we had a new update and everyone's raving about it. I'm really happy, folks. You guys, it's more responsive, it works faster, and we're getting more accurate pattern matches. Fantastic. Appreciate that feedback. Another comment, question. What is the most insightful piece of advice I've ever received from a trader you respected? Ooh, that's a good question. So probably the best advice, and you folks know I've been really fortunate to have made friendships with some legends in the industry, whether I was trying to or just kind of fortunate. But I would say probably things Mark Douglas told me. There are many things Mark Douglas told me. Mark Douglas helped me to create a trader awareness, I think. One of the things Mark said to me that always stuck from the second he told me is that we all are committing avoidable mistakes as a trader. And if we can figure out what those avoidable mistakes are, we're going to eliminate a lot of the bad moves we make. So that's, for me, that was a great comment, insightful from him that, I really thought about that. And it was a real mental breakthrough for me because there were things that I was doing, just stupid things. And I was like, oh, wait, what am I doing? One of the ways to spot that is literally do a trader's journal and follow your trades, label your trades. I bought here, I sold here. I was thinking this, then I was thinking that. Do a journal and do it for a year or more. The other one is from a guy named Paul Desmond, who is kind of a technical legend in the industry with the professionals. But Paul and I were friends for a long time before he passed a few years back. But the other thing is that we're all here in the trading for our own reasons, our own kind of satisfaction. Nothing for no one else, for nothing else. It's you in the market. And so your self motivated interest is what's going to keep you going and rise above all the BS. Absolutely. One more question. That was really a great comment, though. Great question. Appreciate that. Uh, so someone's asking, where can I find RSI amplified with the colors? I actually answered that question in the Discord, and I posted the video in the Discord. So please check the Discord. Okay. I don't know why I can't get into the basic membership. I'll have to look at that. But the Discord, let me go there really quick. I posted that, and actually in the Discord there are a ton of videos, including the new course, the updated course. Let me see if I can show you. I posted that this morning though. Log into HPC main, and that video right there. There you go. No, that's hop. I'll have to find it. It's oh, I put it in the education section, folks. There you go. Check that out. It's in education. All right, let's get into crude oil, and then I'm going to jump to crypto because that is the big market of the day, week, month. This is what we need to be aware of. Go to the monthly. We hit the 886 all time. Amazing, right? That all-time 886 was about 125. And we're reacting off of it today. I'm not surprised to see this thing react like as it is. It's getting rejected a little bit, but I'm not too concerned. 886, again, look at this. 125. Now trading 118 on continuous contract. But here is the thing. We need to look at, say, December to get a little better symmetrical view. And so some people ask me, is this a shark? Which is something we talked about, where we do have kind of the X, a 0X, A, B, C, and then your C point to the D for the shark, all the way to there. But this 1618 and your 113886 level is what's happening there. And that's something I wanted to talk about today. Like, just because we get a pattern or we can connect dots to get the setup, it all comes down to how does it enter the zone, how does it react when you complete the terminal bar, and then what's the follow through. So today, what was that, traded as high as 122 on that June contract, which is probably one of the most active contracts currently. Thank you for getting, apparently the website's back up. Thank you. I'll go back to that in a second. But clearly, folks, bigger things, stranger things are afoot at the Circle K. I hate to say it. And I have been talking about crude oil for a very long time. Most of you know that. Most of you know that the 125 level continuous has been a target since really 70. And then by 80, this thing was foregone conclusion of 886. Now, I want to watch what happens here. Again, we could see a pullback. Maybe what happens is that this 886 becomes a B point. Something like, of a larger breakout. If that's going to be X to A, okay, that's a B. Maybe we get a C, and then we go like that and absolutely explode onto what I feel is possible, which again, when we hit these large breakout moves, we just want to assume 1618 extensions. And that is, let me pull up the 1618. 1618, what was that? 1618 is just off all time. 265. That's crazy. That's insane. But we need to be ready. It's happened before. It can happen again. And they pull that Russia oil off the market. Well, we break out. We go all-time new highs. And then we'll see. We will really see if this is just going to be a pause and explode or just straight up explosion because of all of the stuff that preceded this massive move. Massive move, folks. 886 off of on that continuous monthly, again, 125. And we'll watch it. Tell me what happens at the completion point of this 886. If it's just a ratio or if it's a terminal bar for a pattern, we want to pay close attention. We've hit a major target. Major. Now tell me what's going to go on from this point forward. The other aspect is that you have metrics like amplified RSI. You have your short-term daily HSIs exploding. Keep an eye on that. Like this here on the amplified daily. You're an extreme overbought. Maybe we can get a complex structure and at least get some kind of a pause with, at least on the daily, trying to check back here. But because that's still overbought and made new highs across the board, that will need more time. Anything we see here is just a pause. Is there any way to receive an alert when the pattern has completed? Absolutely. Please check. Go to your platform and check the alert page for TradingView. Okay, and you can set up for pattern completion when the pattern crosses. I'll have to get that. I will tweet out that how-to from TradingView, how to set up their indicators, and then you just set up the variables. Crosses above, crosses below. I should do something separate on that. There is a video on the YouTube, so I will let me retweet that stuff. Check that out a little bit later. So quickly, let's just take a look at some of the key energy plays we have been following. ExxonMobil, folks. Right, new highs for the year. About ready to go to all-time new highs. Here on the weekly, amazing, making a run at 100. This is another one where until we get up to that 886, around 96 or so, almost $100, there's nothing here. Chevron just continues to break out to new all-time highs. And we talked about this at the hop and just have been saying, look how strong this has been through the zone. Now we're flashing a Gartley up at 173. So this is going to have to work itself out within the context of the current scenario. Okay, we know that the major force of the trend is there's a lot there for arguing for higher crude in a way that, like I said, hasn't been there in probably 20 years, and at this level could be some of the most severe geopolitical ever, to where we see remarkable moves. I think this is a first stop, first target. Chevron, broke out to all-time. That's an all-time new highs. Okay, a major move higher. Be aware that's the global. Sorry, that's the big cap integrated. Here's probably our most rewarding position. Period. Marathon Oil, folks. Who's been with me on this? Marathon Oil hit the 25 target we talked about. It's really now just in a stone's throw away from hitting target 2 off of this massive weekly deep crab. Type 1 reaction, come all the way back down. It was a perfect hop test. Now we go to target 2. Minimum 28.61. All of these are playing out. If you want to see how they really started, go back, look at my Twitter feed, look at YouTube videos from 18 months ago. Go to the gold members, old pages, what we were saying at 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, all the way up. Here's another one. Apache just cracked 40 today, folks. After coming off the monthly pattern. And I've been, again, another one where we were a little late on this, but there was plenty of time to catch it. That butterfly is just tick, 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 straight up. You're going to have little corrections, pullbacks along the way. But on a monthly basis, this is a great pattern setup for swing traders, investors. You want to look for opportunities, oversold opportunities, play them on a longer term basis. This is the way to do it. Pattern completion, confirmation, reversal, and still with plenty of time to recognize it and take advantage of it. I've been riding that marathon position. It's now a long term, Ziggy. Appreciate it, that though. But that's one of several, and I think most of you know I was pounding the table on these. Here's the other one. The number one North American producer of energy in the United States, at least, is Continental Resources. Amazing. There's a 5x off the low. Who needs crypto, right? When you can get moves like this. And that is the takeaway on all of this market. These were in development a year ago when crypto was going nuts. And how things can change. And I do want to say, things are bad in the energy space. Bad if you're, affected by higher prices, which is everybody. Okay, but I'm still not going to dismiss the fact that we've come a long way and we're closer to targets than executions. For Continental Resources, I said this last week, when we get up to 65, 67, I'll take a hard look. That would be some static resistance. But if we blow it out, I mean, folks, you have to realize how big of a blowout this would be if you go to new highs. And let's say crude oil does move to all-time new highs, $150, $200 a barrel. These are going to be major blowouts, and they're going to have to blow out at the proper level. They're going to have to blow through this resistance. Keep an eye on it. They're all, there's still plenty of time. We've had a number of pullbacks over the last many weeks. Sure, natural gas is logical. I think natural gas is just a matter of time, much like crude oil. And I didn't know, listen, I was really complaining about, a year ago, I was complaining about all the canceled leases, that it was going to backfire. Okay, that day one, when our current president basically closed down all future leases to federal lands and put us back as no longer energy independent. Okay, you can't get away with that for too long, and especially in the environment that he did that. Well, that's you're asking for trouble in that regard. And all this other stuff that happened, well, you know what? That happens When you're dealing with harmonic patterns and you're inside the framework, you're executing where you are, you're targeting levels that you need to target, how you get there, you'll be unexpected reasons why it even does what it does. But if we recognize that we have to go pattern to pattern, or we have to complete critical levels before you can do some kind of major turnaround, you let the story fill itself in. So this is absolutely another one where nat gas, it had that crazy flash move to 670, but I just think that's a first stop. There's a lot of manipulation up here. 670 is huge overhead resistance. We're trading under 5. We're 486 at the moment. I'm still looking for this for for nat gas. Not only to go back to 670, folks. Tell me when nat gas gets back to the 1618 weekly deep crab from 2005 at 1488. These are just first move, flash in the can kind of a thing where you get the big blow through move, retracement back in, go again. And that's what will happen. We are, the difficult part for most people to understand is we've broken out of long-term downtrends, folks, on trend lines. You could stretch trend lines out everywhere. You're broken out. You look at the ag sector. Look at the commodities. Wheat, beans. Let me get into those tomorrow because I want to get into crypto, but most of us haven't seen it. We haven't seen this kind of move since really, I think, the 70s in the agricultural sector. And I wasn't that old in the 70s. So let's jump over quickly. Let's get into crypto. I think in all of the craziness, no matter what, we want to go with the big patterns and stick with the big patterns for at the levels, look for triggers. Amidst all this noise, I think XRP is probably a real shining example of understanding where we are within this noise. There's your type 1 reaction. We've talked about this. Now we're back down for an extended type 2. 55.70, 55.7 cents is the XA level. And we have even on the 4-hour or daily, actually daily, you have some patterns down here as well. There you go. Daily Gartley is a little bit lower, 61.2, 61.3. I'm just saying get your eyes on crypto like this, that all it does, it's not really even price, and the price doesn't matter because once the time resolves itself, you might dip under 60 cents one more time. It's not going to stay there very long because once we pop out and resolve this, that's where it goes. Absolutely. Let's jump quickly to crypto totals, total crypto index. All right, listen, we have patterns, which is great. At least we have something here, which is you're not trending lower with no structure completed. If anything, this crab pattern on the total crypto market cap completed back in January, almost a perfect type 1 reaction comeback, triggered again. Okay, so somewhere in this 1.5 to 1.71 trillion level, I want to see a turnaround. And we are, look, the environment, how much worse could the environment get? Yes, it could get worse. But we have to start thinking a little bit contrarian. I'm not saying go yet, but somewhere down here, there's going to be an opportunity. If that's maybe at 1.36 trillion, it's close. Also, total DeFi crypto market cap, which has been one of the stronger crypto indices, still hasn't triggered anything. So that needs a little bit of time. Really quick, Bitcoin, the obvious one. Last week, we left it that we were talking about the 4-hour complex structure, right? up here at, it was about 44,000. There you go. And I labeled that. I said, look at it this way. We have an M formation developing. And that'll come down, minimum go to the 50 level, which it did. We actually came all the way to the oversold, which is even better. And this has all the markings of just correction. We're trying to come out off these last little oversold triggers. We do have this 4-hour crab pattern, and we hit down to the XA level 38.3. So by definition, folks, we need to keep a really close eye on not only potential check back, but the whole area, because this type 1 move, come back down, we're at type 2 with confirmation. 1, it's a potential type 2 off of this prior, you got back-to-back patterns, but it makes this area, this 36,000 level, even more important. You do not want to violate any of these lows. You don't want to violate 34,000 now. Forget 33,000. And remember, we were talking, we say we don't want to see 30,000. This is a couple months ago, and I was saying I don't want to see under 32,000. Well, now I don't want to see under 34,000. And you need to come off of this pattern right now, this type 2 deep crab, and you need to make a run. I'm going to say it. If it's bullish and it's going to at least hold its head, you have to run to the hop at 49,581. That's a crazy call. Crazy call. But I want you to be aware of, we're in that perfect spot. We have retested. We did the type 1. We're there type 2, and we have a prior pattern we need to retest. I would be looking here, not taking any action, looking. We can spend the day going sideways and then reverse. Okay. Underneath 36, forget about it. So you can tighten your stops. The whole massive ugly scenario occurs under there. That's not what I want to see, but that's what we have to look for. Much in the same way we were looking at crude oil to go up, and it was showing a lot of those signs. Crypto doing the reverse. Ethereum, folks, it's back at another ugly pattern. Basically 2540 is your maximum support. You don't want to see this thing trade under these current lows. And again, there's nothing here under that 2495 and the prior low under 2300. You just forget it. And I would say needs time. Last week I was saying, okay, this is, coming back for this. We have the daily. Let me clean up the pattern here. We have a daily crab that's being generated by the software. And we are in another ideal type 2 off of that crab. It's not in a great location, but you can connect dots. You do have the metrics that define it as a true harmonic level. And because it's a type 2, target 2 should be the key. Should be what we should be thinking about. That's 38.87. How can that be if you're trading at 25.82? We'll have to find out. I'm going to look at 24.50, folks. That's the big number we want to look for on Ethereum. We come down, we do a retest, maybe as low as 2,300. But that's it. There's nothing else here. You need to see this. I'll call it. Give me 24 hours. 6 more candles off of this current low. And that probably will dictate whether or not this thing is just going to continue to fail on Ethereum. It's absolutely just so crucial that not only it does not go down anymore, but it actually, you've run out of time. You need to go up. And in the next 24 hours, this needs to respond and rebound now. 1 or 2 more. Here's the big one. Okay, Luna almost tried to go to all-time new highs. Ran into like a 4-hour crab pattern. But check it out. It's just a type 1 reaction. I'm not even concerned about it. I would look down at the 75 level. Right there is target 1. 75.43 to be exact for Luna. And then we go back and retest. Luna's probably been the strongest. Look at the weekly chart. That's a beautiful chart, folks. Just because things are crazy for most, it's not all. And I want to keep an eye on things like Luna. I do think we can get some lift here. You go back and retest the 100 level, you could break out. That's extremely strong in light of everything this has faced in the past 6 months. Quick question. How can I update my harmonic pattern collection for TradingView? Last time, folks, go in, okay, sign out. That's what you do. You sign out, bang. Once you sign out, you'll sign back in, and then you go to your indicators, go to your invite-only scripts, and it's going to be there, harmonic patterns indicator combo. Click that, add it. Okay? That's where it is. One or two more. Ziggy likes mana. Okay, Ziggy. Let's see what you got. I know it's there. Mana's got a massive, I think it's a Gartley. On the daily, what is there? Maybe it's the 4-hour time frame. Oh yeah, it's a bat pattern, type 2 on the 4-hour. There's mana, folks. Following the framework. Look, hits the completion point, the XA perfectly. Type 1 reaction comes back. XA level at 2.2, 220. So maybe a little bit lower for the full type 2 move. I think the better one is Sandbox. Here's Sandbox. Yeah, because the Sandbox is this crab pattern off the top. And these are, I love these kind of crabs that do like a throwdown 1618, stabilize, come on back for a retest around 262, and then go again. Pete's asking, can you load the TradingView for the scanner? The scanner, Pete, actually everybody, but it's a good comment, Pete. We actually did release yet another update, a subtle update over the weekend. If you updated prior, it shouldn't affect you. If you need to update, again, you will have to reload your modules. Pretty easy, and actually with the, now that we've combined them, you only need 3 instead of 6 or 7. So go in there and then access and load them from here, add them back to your charts like that. Okay? You have any questions, hit me up on Discord, please. But sand, okay, that's another one. There, here's another. It seems like it's trying to do things. This is Ren. And this is actually, there's a couple 4-hour, but look at the dailies. And I do want everyone to be scanning for daily patterns. There are a lot of patterns out there, but not on every crypto pair. But go with the big ones that have stuff like this. XRP with the weekly Gartley. Okay, Ren down here, XA level, trying to do a type 1 butterfly. Those are the opportunities we want to line up. Thank you, Solana, absolutely. And again, Solana was a high flyer. Took it on the chin for a while. And look at that. Thank you, Green Third Eye. Nice one. Daily. Massive bat pattern. XA level on that bat pattern is at 88 bucks. You're trading 84 right now. Okay? When we get to 88, you want to be looking for smaller time frame setups, 88 or below. What's here? Well, on a 4-hour time frame, look, you've got a nice little shark. And you're back down there retesting that shark around 82 bucks. I like that. Yeah, the butterfly is the daily. Oh, you have a butterfly on what, weekly? I'll have to look. I have a bat on the daily for Solana. Send me the chart. Green Third Eye had a bat too. That would be great. Thanks, Prodigy. Prodigy saying there's lots of weekly patterns on crypto. There are. There are a lot of weekly patterns on crypto. And so this is where we want to be. It's going to be difficult because in these final completion phases, boy, they can be a bitch. They grind lower, and you're looking for the thing to do the move, and it just consolidation for weeks and weeks. 30 bars, 60 bars sideways. But we'll get the trigger. I mean, Luna showed us that. We knew Luna was a great setup at $50. Even in this environment, Luna with this massive, check out the Luna setup. Remember, Luna was this Gartley. And that went sideways for how many days? Take a look. Completion point is there. So how many days did that go sideways till we hit? Amazing. It was 29 bars from the terminal bar that it hit target 1. Perfect 30 bar rule, folks. Perfect 30 bar. And you went sideways for 20 of those. Really nice. Okay, one or two more. Somebody wants to look at Avalanche. Let's just do that. And then I'm going to get out of here, come back tomorrow. Avalanche on the daily, folks. Whew. Another one. We are in the spot. I like it. And that's one of these Coinbase setups where it went on to Coinbase. It did the crazy move. Get back here. Get back here. Did the crazy move. Came to Coinbase, and then, okay, do a 150% move. And then come back and do a full 886 retest. Reset at 62.17 with the bat pattern, which this is actually even more reliable, I think, than maybe longer term data. Come up, hit 89, and then back down to 62. Did we get there last week? No. Trading 74.53. Let's see if you get 62. That would be the final type 2 test. Given the current environment, do I think it's possible for Bitcoin to do a bullish shark down to 11,000? Well, I think this is, we're going to see quickly. I am impressed with Bitcoin, the fact that it has not broken down yet. I mean, it's not guaranteed. You do have some bullish patterns preceding that. 31.97, it almost hit there. You've got a few things here, folks. The question is, will it do this? Which is, I think a lot of people, it's easy to draw this, but many people are saying, is this a shark all time on Bitcoin? Where you then go all the way to the 886 at 11.9. And I'm not there yet because I think we have plenty of things here off of that prior low where it's trying to hold. I mean, this is no doubt. You take out the low under 29, or even, as I was saying, even if you take out like under 34,000, okay, the larger breakdown crazy scenario could materialize, but I don't think it would be very long. I think anything under that prior low, depending on how low it goes, it's just going to be capitulation. If that's the place, if we're going to get capitulation. It's been really interesting that this has held up to the degree that it has, and again, I think you don't even need a week. I think maybe a few more days, like the markets. We'll come back here tomorrow and see where we are, and see what kind of follow through we get tomorrow. Because if this just continues to slide, like markets, S&P, yeah, here we're lows of the session. Check it out. There's 5-minute NASDAQ. We're at lows of the session. So if this is getting getting worse, I think there's plenty of time to react on that. But again, I think we would be further down the pike if that was going to happen. I think we would have already failed 30,000 if that was going to happen. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. In fact, stuff like XRP is really promising. And a lot of these daily, weekly patterns are like this. Here, take a look. And I have brought this up many times. I do think this is one of the greatest harmonic pattern events of my life, were the back-to-back patterns in Bitcoin. Now, the only thing I had to figure out was that a reaction? Because I knew for sure the fact that we had this reaction and we had another bullish pattern for me back in February 20. I knew that was a major low for crypto, folks. That's where I started really pounding it. Part luck, part skill. Doesn't matter. Give me big patterns like that. If this is XRP, it's like there, already completed the second pattern, trying to stabilize and get going. These are the big patterns we want to see. Big moves come from big patterns, folks. Big moves come from big patterns. And that would be for, we saw the big butterfly on crypto. And again, the Bitcoin back-to-back levels, 31.9 on the downside and 67.9 or even 62.9 on the top side. So a lot there. Look, don't get dissuaded. It looks pretty ugly. Crude oil, the markets, it's a very trying time, but stick to the levels. Now you're going to get tested. Everyone is going to get tested on how hard do you really trust these levels and trust your trading plan. These set of events, the things that are happening, unfolding currently, are going to challenge your trading plan because it's crazy stuff. You're going to try to rationalize price levels. Don't. Just respect them and respond to them. And that's what I'm trying to do with Bitcoin. Are we going to stabilize here? Plenty of time to figure that out. At least it's not lower. I think tomorrow we got to get into more of that. I mean, here's the 5-minute NASDAQ. I think we go to the hop for today. What are we down? Down 289, folks. Hop level. Look, this is a perfect type 2 return. Here's the 5-minute. Your type 1, massive crab pattern. This was just a throwdown type 1. But I would say maybe the hop level at 414. That's another 100 lower from current levels. That's for today. I'll leave you folks with that. That's what I would be looking at. But we're down 300. Remember, NASDAQ, it's got to test this. This is probably, of all the charts right now, let's look for 12,884. Absolutely. So that's what I have for today, folks. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a critical day because we're going to have to follow through. Let's see how much where we close and how we follow through tomorrow, because there's a lot of important levels that are going to get taken out on today's close, and I just want to see, where do we end up today? Markets look like they're going to just trend lower the rest of the afternoon. Crude oil, gold. Oh, I didn't even look at gold. And well, really quick, gold, folks, you know where it's going. 2060. Okay, big crab pattern. I've talked about that before. 2070 actually, 1618, and all-time 886 retest is about 2050. Big stuff's going to happen. So get on it. Stay tuned. Come on back tomorrow, 11:30. All right, folks. Thanks again. Get with Harmonic Trader. Go to harmonictrader.com. Become a basic member. Get with the software. Get on the Discord. Here's the education section. So get a lot of videos in there. Come on back tomorrow, folks. Thanks again. Have a great day. As always, go get them.